What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool contract news update video. And Mo Salah is closer and closer to signing a new contract because James Spears, after listening to Salah's recent interviews, have found a very positive hint that Salah will stay at Liverpool and not leave in the summer. And I think it's absolutely huge that Mo Salah is on course to have the best season of any player in Premier League history to extend his contract, because if Salah leaves, then Liverpool will lose like 60-70% of their goal contributions and Liverpool might not be title contenders next season. That's how big of the difference Liverpool have had with Mo Salah in the team versus him not even in the team. And James Spears claimed that Salah's recent interview with Steve McManaman on TNT Sport have provided a positive update on Mo Salah's contract situation. This is what James Spears said, who is a very reliable Liverpool-based journalist. I saw Mo Salah's chat with Steve McManaman for TNT Sports, and McManaman asked him about his contract situation, and the fact that Salah actually said, I think the quote was, in a polite way, no update, but he was saying it with a smile as well. And that's actually positive news, because James Spears said, if you think back 6-7 weeks ago, a couple of times in quick succession, Mo Salah did interviews and he basically said it's not even close, there has been no progress, it was quite short of confrontational. And quite shocking that Mo Salah actually called out the owners and called out the club Liverpool for not, advancing in the contract negotiations. But now there was nothing of the sort. Mo Salah looked very happy, very relaxed, and Virgil van Dijk looked very happy and very relaxed when he was asked about his is there any news on a new contract. So that is a huge positive, because it looks like that there has been progress made in the contract talks, and it's just a matter of when and not if Salah signs a new contract at Liverpool. And if you are excited about that, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here so you never miss the latest updates around Liverpool FC. I'm sorry about my voice, I have a sore throat and a cold, so I'm a little bit sick, but I'm still soldiering on making this video for you guys. So James Spears continued, as we have said before, Salah has got a straight choice between the Saudi Pro League and rewriting the record books in the Premier League and at Anfield. And does anyone at the minute seriously think he looks like someone who is ready to walk away from elite football? Until his signature is on that dotted line, there is always going to be that uncertainty and fear, but I'm still optimistic, and I'm hearing the same with Van Dijk. So that's very, very good news that Salah at the moment looks like he's just about to sign a new contract, and it's just a matter of time when he does it. And it's the same with Virgil van Dijk, that we Liverpool fans can be very optimistic. But you might ask, what about Trent Alexander-Arnold? And James Spears gave an update on that as well. He said Real Madrid are pushing to sign Trent Alexander-Arnold, and given the radio silence surrounding Trent, many fans are now expecting him to leave this summer. However, according to James Spears, there is still hope that Trent Alexander-Arnold stays at Liverpool. The Trent one, again, I don't think it's any different in terms of just because it's gone quiet. I don't think that means that the likelihood of him going to Real Madrid has been reduced. They still seem confident they will get him on a free transfer in the summer. But at the minute, the word is that there hasn't been a definitive decision on that either. And that's actually good news for Liverpool, that Trent Alexander-Arnold still hasn't signed a pre-contract agreement with Real Madrid, so his future is still undecided. And maybe he wants to wait it out to see how this Liverpool season unfolds, and also how Real Madrid are doing in the Champions League and in La Liga, because then Trent Alexander-Arnold will have as much information to make his decision as possible. And also he has all the leverage, because it's no rush for him. He will be a free agent in the summer as well, with plenty of offers on the table. And reports in France actually claimed that Mo Salah has not spoken to any other club about his future, because he's very committed to Liverpool and he wants to stay, and he hasn't even entertained any pre-contract offers from any club. He hasn't spoken to anyone. Al Hilal and other Saudi clubs are very big admirers of Mo Salah, but French publication Telefoot has claimed that Salah's focus remained solely on securing a new contract at Liverpool, and he's not even speaking to other clubs about a free transfer. Such is his strength and his desire to remain at Liverpool, which is music to my ears. And of course, Arne insisted that Liverpool has a big desire to keep Salah, and talks over an extension have proven problematic, but rumors suggesting Liverpool are reluctant to make a significant financial commitment to Salah as he approaches his 33rd birthday. But I think you have to give Salah a lot of money and a big offer, maybe 450,000 pounds per week, because he's literally the best player in the world right now. He is having his best season, and he's on course to have a Ballon d'Or season. And a very knowledgeable Liverpool fan said the worst thing for FSG and its model is the likes of Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk are still the best in the world at the age of 32 in the case of Salah, and at the age of 33 years old Van Dijk is the best centre-back in the world. So it's not supposed to be like this, of course, because usually players above 30 start to decline, but Salah and Van Dijk aged like fine wine, and they are having their best season of their careers. So the model needs to adapt for exceptional circumstances for sure. So let's see what Liverpool do, but they absolutely cannot afford to not extend the contracts of Van Dijk and Salah, because that would literally mean the collapse of Liverpool's title challenging team, and next season we will be in a massive rebuild if Liverpool let all of their big stars leave, and Konate might leave as a result as well. So Liverpool don't want to find themselves in that situation. And there is an argument to be made that Salah and Van Dijk needs to compromise a little bit on their wage demands, but I think the majority of the movement needs to come from Liverpool, and Liverpool need to make an offer good enough for Van Dijk to accept it. Liverpool need to make an offer for Salah good enough to accept it. So as I said, higher salary than before, and at least the minimum is 2-year contract. But if Liverpool really wanted to get this done, then I would say offer Salah a 3-year contract on 450,000 pounds a week. Because as I said, if Salah is having a bad season next season, we can still sell him next summer, no problem. And we could get a lot of money from Saudi Arabia. With Van Dijk, however, it's a little bit different, but I would still offer Van Dijk a 2-year contract with an option for a 3rd year. So if Van Dijk plays like 40 games in next season and 40 games the season after that minimum, and he is also starting a lot of games and contributing massively, then Liverpool would have an option to extend his contract, to trigger that 1-year extension automatically if Van Dijk meets certain criteria, like starting a majority of the Premier League games and Champions League games, and Liverpool also winning major trophies. I think it would be a no-brainer for Liverpool to extend Van Dijk's contract. And with clubs having absolutely top nutritionists and fitness gurus and all kinds of experts, science experts on their team, and Salah also is keeping absolutely immaculate care of his body off the pitch as well. This will be more common occurrence, players hitting their peak after 30 years old. For example, Ronaldo, Messi, they won Ballon d'Ors after they turned 30 years old, and Ronaldo actually scored more goals after 30 than before 30, which is pretty amazing. And Benzema also hit his peak form at Real Madrid after 30 years old. Salah has done the same. So the model needs adjusting for sure, and Liverpool need to accommodate these new models into their thinking. And of course, if Salah or Van Dijk didn't have as amazing seasons as they are currently having, this wouldn't be even a discussion. Look at Kevin De Bruyne. He's having his worst season at Man City, and there is literally no talk about Man City extending his contract, and no drama from the fan base as well, because Man City fans know that De Bruyne is just finished. David Ornstein, who is a very reliable journalist as well, reported in The Athletic that talks with Salah and Van Dijk continue, and there has long been optimism around Liverpool in regards to Salah and Van Dijk's contract. I'm not aware of agreements being reached yet, but both players seem keen to stay, and as far as we know, Liverpool absolutely want to keep both, so they absolutely have to extend their contracts. Matt Edison is reporting that there is a man who helped Mo Salah give Mo Salah his last Liverpool contract, and he tells what surprised him. Graham said at the Financial Times Business of Football Summit, at the time I thought I would not recommend for players of his age, Salah's age, to sign a new contract, but this was the strength of the data that forces you to take an objective viewpoint. It surprises you because Salah, at 32 years old, scored a remarkable 25 goals and provided 16 assists in just 27 Premier League games. And in all competitions, Salah has 30 goals and 22 assists. In less than 50 games, he has 52 goal contributions, which is absolutely crazy amazing. And Graham continued, I was surprised at looking at his caliber of player, and they could go into their 30s still performing at the highest level. When those players drop off, it tends to be a drop in minutes rather than in quality. We decided to give Salah a contract in the summer of 2022, and that was a hard piece of work. I am delighted I'm not responsible for that piece of work today, because even in 2022 it was hard giving Salah a new contract, but knowing now what transpired after, it was absolutely the best decision. I want fans to remember, Salah said in this TNT interview that we already talked about in this video, that I give it all to the fans. I give it all to the city of Liverpool. I was here, I wasn't lazy, I just enjoyed my football and gave it all. That's how I want the fans to remember me, Salah said. I think that's what Liverpool, the city, is about. They give you love and you have a connection with them, because you give your absolute all and you leave it on the pitch, you leave it everything. I just want them to remember that I was here for 8 years and I gave it all. And I want Liverpool to remember Salah for being one of the best Liverpool players of all time, definitely in the top 3. And he absolutely deserves a second Premier League title. He should have already won 3 Premier League titles. If it wasn't for the cheating Manchester City, Liverpool would have been 3 times Premier League champions. And whichever way you look at it, Salah staying at Liverpool still makes a lot of sense. He's on big wages, but you can hardly argue with that. He absolutely deserves every penny. His levels are so high that even if he drops off a little, he will still be Liverpool's most potent attacker. Because Liverpool don't even have a 20 goal a season and 15 assists per season guaranteed goal scorer. I mean, Cody Gakpo is getting on that level, and if Jota stayed fit for the whole season, he would definitely be a 20-25 goal a season striker. But he is getting injured all the time, almost every season. But Salah has never really had a history of injuries, and his game has developed, so his lesser speed isn't an issue. It is hard to believe that Salah will be considerably worse next season or the one after, and right now he is currently considerably better than everyone else in the Premier League, even including much younger players. And Alan Shearer made a very interesting Mo Salah contract prediction, and also Liverpool face a little bit of a disciplinary concern before we play Paris Saint-Germain. So Alan Shearer said, I think without a doubt that this is the best version of Mo Salah we have seen. I said earlier in the season that we should see what happens in terms of a 1% drop in his levels due to his contract situation, but that hasn't happened. He actually went on another level and improved probably 20%. And on the contrary, he seems to be getting even better and stronger as the season goes on. There is still no word on his contract situation, but I would be amazed if Liverpool don't sort something out to keep him for at least another year or two. Losing Mo Salah would be huge for Liverpool in the Premier League because he's an iconic player. Everything he's doing right now seems to result in either a goal or an assist, even against Newcastle on Wednesday night. Lewis Howe gave him a really good battle, but some of his bits of quality were just superb. He's an icon of the Premier League, no doubt about it. Alan Shearer, who is the biggest goal scorer, the top scorer of Premier League all time in history, to compliment Salah like that is huge. And I also wanted to touch on this, that Liverpool will have to watch getting yellow cards against Paris Saint-Germain, because if Konate, Andy Robertson or Harvey Elliott or even Alexis McAllister gets a yellow, any of them get a yellow, they will be suspended for the second leg because they are just one yellow card away from suspension. And there is an interesting chart of who has the greatest creative responsibility for their team. And this is the percentage of, the talisman tax in the Premier League, as they called it. Minimum 900 minutes played, so regular players who play regularly. And this is actually occasions where a player had the last action within a possession sequence as a share of team's total when on the field. So this is attacks ending in this player having the last touch. So either scoring a goal, getting an assist, scoring a goal, or losing the ball. And Trent Alexander is highest. So you could look at it two ways. First one is Trent creates a lot of chances, but he also loses the ball the most on the team. And Mo Salah is up there with 15% as well. And if it happens that Trent Alexander goes to Real Madrid, then Liverpool will need to change the way they play, and we need to share the responsibility of creating chances for the attackers around among the other midfielders and among the left back, new right back Conor Bradley. But with Conor Bradley already Liverpool played differently than how we play with Trent Alexander in the team. But if you can get Liverpool to produce the same amount of attacking pressure and efficiency, then Trent's absence won't be felt as much. On the other hand, if you lose Van Dijk, you lose your best defender and the defender who organizes and marshals the whole defense and who makes everyone look better around him. And if you lose Salah, you lose not just your best goal scorer, but your best creator apart from Trent Alexander, because Salah is leading not just in goals, but in terms of assists in the whole Premier League, not just in Liverpool, of course. And Liverpool did this when we lost Fernando Torres, when we lost Steven Gerrard, Luis Suarez or Coutinho. We had to adapt, we had to change our approach, and I'm sure Arne will figure out a way to do this. And this statistic, as I said, it's a little bit misleading because it could also be a lost possession, which happens far more often than scoring a goal, creating an assist. So this is a table of players that lose possession most, and that also explains why Doku is so high up on the list. Doku regularly loses possession and he doesn't create or score a lot of goals either. But also Trent Alexander is the only player on this list that is not really an out-and-out attacker or even a midfielder. He's a right back who is having an absolutely wonderful right foot, an absolutely amazing right foot. So let me know, what do you think will happen with the big three's contract, Salah, Trent, Van Dijk? I would love to hear your opinion in the comments below, and thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed this, have a nice day, see you later, goodbye.